don't like that. Hello, hello! My name is INTERSEX. I use they, them pronouns, and welcome to They Be Cs. While I assume most people know that LGBT stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender, I wanted to note that LGBT actually expands into LGBTQIA2S+. So for the second half of the series, I wanted to grab a spoon and stir through this alphabet soup together, starting with I for intersex. A term used to describe a person who is born with reproductive or sexual anatomy that doesn't fit the typical definitions of female or male. I think most folks might think that intersex is synonymous with the term hermaphrodite, which has historically been used to describe a person with both a penis and a vagina. However, the term hermaphrodite is not only considered disrespectful and derogatory amongst the intersex community, it's also medically inaccurate and fails to grasp the complexities of assigned sex. AFAB and AMAB are acronyms that stand for assigned female at birth and assigned male at birth, which basically means if you're born with a penis, me, you're considered AMAB, because the doctor pointed at your dingling and said, oh, it's a boy. But sexual anatomy is so much more complex than your external organs. It covers everything from chromosome patterns and hormone levels to testicles and ovaries. And intersex refers to people born with sex characteristics like chromosomes, hormones, reproductive organs, and/or genitalia that don't fit perfectly in our AMAB, AFAB boxes. I, for one, was surprised to learn how remarkably common being intersex is. 1.7% of the population is intersex, which, to put into context, is every redhead on the planet, or the entire population of Russia. Or to put it simply, 1 in 50 people. Why aren't we talking about this more? As intersex filmmaker and activist River Gallo puts it, I knew I was different, and I knew my body was different, but I hadn't heard any stories like mine. We want everything to be nice and neat, that there are only these two bodies that you can be. But the truth is, it's not. It's important to note that being intersex is not a gender identity, nor is it a sexual orientation. It specifically applies to folks who are born with both male and female sex traits. Though, for a lot of intersex folks, those traits aren't kick-started until after puberty or later in life. With that said, both the intersex community and the transgender community have to continue to fight for body autonomy. Genital mutilation surgeries performed on intersex youth is formally considered a human rights abuse by the World Health Organization and the United Nations. However, these non-consensual surgeries are still being performed here in the United States, and as of 2022, there are no state or federal laws regulating intersex surgeries in this country. The Intersex Justice Project, an advocacy group that centers Black and Brown liberation, launched their campaign #EndIntersexSurgery in 2020 and succeeded in getting Lurie Children's Hospital in Chicago to become the first hospital in the nation to formally apologize for and end non-consensual intersex surgeries. Pigeon, one of IJP's co-founders, believes that sharing and creating intersex stories, their triumphs, their joys, their complexities, both in Hollywood and in real life, are a necessary step towards liberation. You never really hear first-person stories, and I think it's our job to try and pull out those histories and first-person narratives as best as we can, because it gives us the understanding that we weren't always subjugated to horrible things, and that there was a time that we actually shined bright, and that can help us get to the next point where we will shine again. With that in mind, I wanted to highlight some resources worth checking out. River's film Pony Boy is the first narrative film created by and starring an out intersex person in cinema history, and it's available online now. Also, check out Pigeon's YouTube channel, it's amazing, and their memoir is coming out later in 2022. As always, if there are questions or topics you'd love to have covered, you can email me at theybecs@gmail.com or shoot me a DM on Instagram @ZenserJ. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll join me again, and in the meantime, keep it LGBTQ.